time before you go. Someday.
Music helps me in so many ways. It helps me to be happier, it helps me reflect, it helps me to move on, and most importantly, it simply helps me escape. So today we're going to be comparing the kings of streaming services, Apple Music versus Spotify. The way that this video is going to work is we're going to go ahead and start with what is good about Apple Music and what is good with Spotify, and then we are going to move on to the worst on using Apple Music and the worst on using Spotify. Before I start, I wanted to do a very exciting announcement. A lot of you guys enjoy and love my Apple Music playlist. I've got a bunch of them. But the problem with this is that a lot of my audience uses Spotify. So here we go. All of my Apple Music playlists are now available on Spotify. So go ahead, hit the link down in the description and have a party with all of my playlists. So far, we've got Fresh Lemonade, which is the freshest lemons in the industry. We've got Old Lemons, the best old lemons in music history. Then we have my personal favorite, the Not in English playlist, which is music that is not in English. We've got Breathe, which is the most common music. Hit the link down in the description, and if you're not following me on Apple Music, you're also gonna have all of those links. Okay, leaving that out of the way, let's go ahead and start comparing these beasts, just beasts of streaming services. And at the end, I'm gonna tell you which one I prefer. Let me know in the comments down below which one you think I will prefer, and let me know in the comments down below which one do you guys use. Are you team Apple Music or team Spotify? Starting off with the good on Apple Music, I gotta say that Apple Music is a more album-oriented service instead of Spotify, which is a more playlist-oriented. The UI and design is very simple and very intuitive to use on Apple Music. It's very clean. As soon as you get Apple Music for the first time, you immediately know how to get it. It's a very Apple-like service. If you love music as much as I do, for example, you're probably a fan of certain artists. And for me, a very important thing about a streaming service or about anything is that artists are respected. Artists are getting paid well. And I'm not saying that Spotify, doesn't respect their artists. I don't really want to get into this whole debate, but I gotta say, if we take a look at the chart, Apple Music pays their artists a lot more than Spotify. Apple Music does something very well, which is iCloud syncing. As soon as I download a song on my iPad, it's automatically on my Mac, it's automatically on my iPhone, it's automatically on my watch. You clearly see the Apple ecosystem with the service. Talking about downloading a song offline, something that Apple Music does superior than Spotify is how well it manages offline content. On Spotify, you really gotta dive in to see what type of music, which songs you download or not. It grays out a certain part of an album or of a playlist. I don't really like their UI change, and I really hope they change that. But with Apple Music, you simply got a downloaded tab, and there you're gonna see your entire library that you've downloaded offline. Simple, brilliant, it simply works. Something very fun that Apple Music does is live lyrics. Whenever a song is playing, you can tap the lyrics tab and you're gonna see how the song is playing with the lyrics, which are live. It's fun, you can sing to it, you can jam to it, you can scream to it, you can dance to it. Something that a lot of people love about Apple Music is the ability to switch between light and dark mode in a very easy way. You simply scroll down to Control Center and toggle light or toggle dark. One thing that I personally really like about Apple Music is something that Spotify does it as well, kind of, but not as well as I would want it to, and that is the Essentials playlist. If you want to get to know an artist that you haven't really heard before, or maybe you have really heard before, maybe you're a huge fan. For example, if you want to get to know my favorite artist, J Balvin, simply go to the J Balvin Essentials playlist and you'll get to know my favorite artist. So that's something very fun, and I get to know a lot of artists with the Essentials playlist. I like it. So as you might know, Apple purchased Shazam. If you do not know what Shazam is, I don't really know what you're doing with your life. It basically, if a song is playing on the radio, you simply tap Shazam, you Shazam the song, and Shazam will let you know what song. And then once you've Shazammed the song, you simply tap on Apple Music and it will open it up right on Apple Music, or you can add it directly to a playlist. A brand new feature with iOS is that you can now search a song by lyrics. You know that song that you just do not know the name of, but you kind of know a little bit of the lyrics? You can simply search up the lyrics and then you'll be able to discover the song. That's one of my favorite features, and it's just such a simple idea, but just makes so much sense. Something crazy that Apple Music has and Spotify doesn't is music videos. Spotify has podcasts, which is something positive, which we're going to talk about that later, but it does not have music videos. Apple Music now allows artists to add animated album covers as their main cover for their release. And this unlocks unlimited possibilities to what an artist can do. Justice, which is Justin Bieber's latest album, recently did this. The album simply comes alive, which is cool, and I can't wait till albums and more artists do this more often, because this is a feature that is brand new and artists are still not using it a lot. But I just really wish this would happen. Okay, so that's everything that's good. That's everything that makes Apple Music so special. Let's go ahead and turn around to Spotify to see what makes Spotify so special. The main thing that I found by using Spotify is that the music recommendations that the Spotify algorithm gives you is, I gotta say, is better than Apple Music. My simple conclusion on the Spotify versus Apple Music algorithm is that the Spotify algorithm is simply better. Something awesome that Spotify has, and I wish Apple Music would have, is as soon as you play a song, the music video goes in the background and replaces the UI. It's a very risky UI, but in my opinion, it simply works. And that's where I'm going. Spotify is such a playlist-oriented service. Like, if you want to discover new music, the Spotify algorithm is superior than Apple Music. Spotify is simply proud of their algorithm, and that's why they're putting playlists all over the place. Another very good thing about Spotify is that Spotify has a riskier UI. Spotify take risks with their UI changes, and that means that sometimes we're gonna get great design choices, but on the other hand, we're gonna get pretty weak design choices. Something that a lot of people love about Spotify is the free version. Some people do not want to pay for their music, which is something that I do not understand. And if you can buy a coffee that is $4 or $3, you can pay for $10 a month. That's just my opinion. We gotta respect the artist. I don't really think people should be listening to music for free, because we gotta pay the artist for their creations. That's just my opinion. And that's why Spotify pays less to their artists, because there's a free version. Whether you like that or not, there is a free version, and that's why a lot of people like it. Some people just do not want to pay for music, so you've got that option on Spotify. Spotify is also pushing the podcast industry heavy. They just purchased the rights of the Joe Rogan podcast, which is a very popular podcast, and you can listen to the podcast inside of the Spotify app. Something great about Spotify is how easy it is to like and dislike songs. As soon as you're playing a song, you've got this thumbs up or thumbs down button. Spotify codes is a very fun new feature from Spotify. Let's say you're listening to a song and your friend's like, ooh, what song is that? You can simply pop up the code and they can scan it with the Spotify app, and it will automatically be added to their library. Sleep timer. Let's say you like to listen to music while you fall asleep. Maybe you like to listen to some relaxing music while you sleep. You can add a sleep timer. Let's say, you tell your phone, hey, turn the music off in 30 minutes, maybe 25, 5 minutes. Something else that Spotify does is you can know how many streams a song has, which is pretty awesome. When you go on a profile of an artist, you get to see the social media, the Twitter and the Instagram of that artist if you want to go ahead and support them and keep following them. You can also buy tickets to their concerts. All right, so that's everything that is positive about Apple Music and Spotify. It is time to go to the bad of Apple Music and Spotify and see what their worst features are for each and one of their streaming services. Let's get on to what's bad about Apple Music. Apple Music has Apple Music Radio. This is a feature that was hyped a lot about when Apple Music was first released, and I see why it would be awesome, but I just haven't ever been hooked to Apple Music Radio. As I was saying with Spotify, a very good thing about Spotify is that you can change the quality. Now, whether you like to hear it or not, whether you're an audiophile or not, a cool thing about Spotify is, let's say you're using your own data to stream music, the lower the stream quality is, the lower data you will use. So with Apple Music, you just have the 256 kbps quality. So you can't lower, you can't put it higher. Apple Music thinks this is the perfect standard. I wish we could change. As I was saying before as well, a lot of people complain how there is no free service on Apple Music. If you wanna listen to Apple Music, you gotta pay. And last, but definitely not least, is I can't know how many followers I have on Apple Music. Apple, if you're watching this, please let me know how many followers I have. It's just a matter, I'm curious. I'm just curious, man.
You do not have any followers on Apple Music.
I have a bunch of followers. People love my music.
Everybody hates you. Justine is better than you.
No.
Your music is good though.
Well, thank you.
You are ugly.
Gosh.
And I hate you and I
Siri,
hate your
just
stupid
shut
lemon
up,
family.
okay? Just shut up. Just go listen to Pandora or YouTube Music or whatever you listen to.
I listen to your mom's music.
Let's get started talking about what is bad about Spotify. Spotify pays very poorly to artists. For me, the UI can have a lot of good. For me, the UI, as I said, takes a lot of risks, but it's a very complex UI to use. Sometimes it's a little bit confusing. Of course, once you get used to it, of course, you get used to everything, but it's just too much of a complex design choice. And talking about design, it truly feels and looks like a streaming service. Something that is bad about Spotify, once again, bad in quotation mark, is that Spotify has less music than Apple Music. With Apple Music, we're gonna get 60 million songs, and with Spotify, we're gonna get 50 million songs. All the songs, or most of the songs that I want, are always on Apple Music and are always on Spotify. But I gotta tell you that Apple Music has more music. Did you know that Spotify has a library limit? With Spotify, you will not be able to have more than 10,000 songs. That's your library limit. On Apple Music, your library limit will be 100,000 songs. So that's a big difference. With Spotify, you will not get real-time lyrics and no music video, which is something that I just adore on Apple Music and can't live without. And the artist page is very weirdly made. So when you follow an artist on search, it's gonna pop up. But then if you add a song to your library, the artist will not pop up. Like, you gotta follow the artist in order to show up on search. And last but definitely not least is that there is no downloaded music section, so I just can't know which music have I downloaded. So that's everything that is good and bad about Apple Music and Spotify. Now let's go ahead and choose the king of streaming services. Which one do I personally prefer? Before we do that, I wanted to thank you that you've watched the video till here. You're awesome. We're gonna do this. Tag me on Instagram, like upload an Instagram story, tag me like this, I can see it, that you are listening to one of my playlists on Spotify or Apple Music. Tag me and I'll DM you a tiny surprise. Now, let's choose, and let me tell you which service I personally prefer. And as you might know, I'm just a bigger Apple Music fan. I have no problems with people that use Spotify, but the negative features on Spotify, I just don't like. I personally prefer the UI of Apple Music. I can understand why people like the Spotify UI. And to be honest, the algorithm of Apple Music, I've used it for so long that it knows my taste and style for so much. And that's me. That's my opinion. Now I want to know what your thoughts are. I know it's gonna be pretty toxic in the comment section down below. Please be respectful. I respect Spotify users.
You do not respect them, you say that they are weird.
Well, Siri, don't tell them, okay? Spotify users are just weird. Apple Music is so much better, right?
Yes, Apple Music is the best.
There we go. We finally agreed on something.
Just kidding, you are ugly and I hate you.
Okay, Siri, you are so rude sometimes. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to tag me and I'll send you that surprise. And I'll see you in the next one. This was a pretty long freaking video. Thank you for watching, and let music keep on living. J Balvin, man, Latino gang. Don't forget to be happy. Dreams do come true, so keep fighting for them. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.